we could collaborate on a training, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Right. Figure out like unique ways that we can hybrid and just create one YouTube video. That'd be a lot of value that we could do.
Yeah, we could.
We should get that on the calendar for next month.
No reason not to. Throw it out there, and like we've been talking about the whole time, it's about trying to help people. If everybody knew what we know, like and believed that they could do it, it's that belief, then there would be so many more people doing it. There would be so many more opportunities, and it's a better life when you can control your finances.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I agree.
I wish more people would listen to themselves and believe in themselves to do it. So.
All right. Welcome to the Investor Syndicate podcast, where we interview real estate investors and entrepreneurs to give you guys the blueprint and the scaling solution to help you launch and grow your business to the next level. Today, we have Andrew Lucas, founder of Columbia Cash Home Buyers and REI Deal Finders. Mm-hmm. He's actually local here in Columbia. Some might say he could be a competitor of ours, but we view collaboration over competition, and the more that you can come together, leverage your relationships inside of the industry, together we all achieve more. So with that said, Andrew, welcome.
Thanks, Ben. Yes, we are competitors. When I first started with Columbia Cash Home Buyers and we got our website up and live, I was like, who are we trying to beat? And it was you guys. Yeah. You guys were top 2 or 3 when we started, and we were neck and neck for a long time. I don't know where you are right now. I haven't looked lately, but we certainly are. I wouldn't say fighting, but we are competing over the same farm here with wholesale deals. So,
absolutely. Yeah.
Every day, our teams are going at it.
Yeah. It's fun.
So
really cool, man. Just to see what you've built over the past several years. I mean, I think back then, you had a high-level corporate job that you were working, right?
Yep.
Had been actively building your real estate portfolio.
Yep.
At what point in the game did you decide that I need to burn the boats and go 100% into real estate full-time?
Oh, man, that was back in... So, yes, I was manager of a local hotel, and I helped manage other hotels. And it was a great job. I thought that's where I would be forever. But I had slowly accumulated, me and my wife, a couple of rental houses. I'd say it was like a retirement plan, because in the hospitality world, you don't really have like 401ks and stuff like that. So I had a house. I was like, well, in 30 years, it'll be paid for. I got a pretty good deal on the mortgage. And the tenants will pay for 30 years, and then I can retire, and I'll have some cash flow. And then we got another one, and it was like 4 houses in. That started in 2007, and then about 2015, my wife we had 2 kids, and she was pregnant with the third, and we were like, I don't know what we're doing here. We really had no idea. She had a high-level job in insurance, so she was the director there, and I was in hospitality, so we were working what most people would say. We were making it, right? We were making it in this world. We were succeeding in our fields. But we knew something was wrong. She wanted to be able to have time with the kids. She wanted to be able to pick the kids up from school. I wanted to have freedom to decide when I wanted to work and when I didn't want to work. See, with hotels, it was like the phone would ring at any time of night. So we had a little talk, and we said, all right, hon, me and her were talking, and she said, what if we made this business, this real estate stuff, a real business? What if we just started buying rental houses and creating cash flow? And so that was our conversation. I got the book Hold. It's a yellow book. I can't remember who writes it. But I read that, and I was like, okay, this is how people make money with real estate. They buy rentals, they cash flow. And so we took that. We said, all right, Michelle's going to quit. She makes, whatever it was, $4,000 post-tax every month. We need enough rental properties to make $4,000 cash flow every month. So we set a goal. We set it was about a 2-year goal. So 2016 to the end of 2018, we met that goal. Then she told me, then she said, I don't want to quit because I don't want to do real estate. Why don't you quit? You do the real estate, and then I'll quit when you get more.
Yeah.
So, she's a genius, obviously, because she married me. But so we did it. So she's like, you quit. So I did at the end of 2018, like October, and then she followed shortly after when we found wholesaling, which is essentially what we do now, is just finding deals.
Yep.
When we realized how to find deals, not just cash flow rentals, but how to find deals, she jumped in. We've been in the business together since December 2018.
Love it.
Yeah.
So I remember that time specifically because that was the Wholesaling Inc.
Conference.
Summit, right? That was
Yep.
up in Asheville.
Yeah, that was October. That was 2 weeks before I actually was done with my job. They knew I was leaving at the end of October, but we all went to Asheville together. Yeah. Met a lot of our local competitors there.
Yep.
And then 2 weeks later, I was out of that day job. Yep.
It's interesting to see where the market has gone since then. Like,
oh yeah,
we won't do a deep dive on this podcast, but you layer record low interest rates, and then Wall Street and institutional giants,
Yeah.
right? Hedge funds in the equation. Real estate prices skyrocket, right? Creating the most hyper competitive real estate market we've ever seen.
right.
I mean,
Since 2018, remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I talk about it a lot, so I remember it. But 2018, 2019, not all, but there was a lot of professionals and real estate investors and people on TV and stuff saying, don't buy real estate right now. We are at the top. This is a bubble that's about, do you remember that?
Yep.
Like 2019, before COVID, obviously. They're like, this is unsustainable. We've been growing too high. We're way above 2007 levels. We can't go any higher. And then what happened? It's crazy.
turned on the machine, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not hard to see the market was very manipulated, right? The
Mhm.
entire financial system at a whole
Yeah.
manipulated economy for sure.
Oh yeah. But if you were sitting on the sideline, if you were waiting for a better deal to come along, now you're sitting here like, well, there's no chance. If you're afraid to buy then, you are certainly too afraid to buy now.
You're out of the game now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that's kind of what you say the same thing. It's like, y'all, you got to take action. You got to take action in this business, and you can't sit on the sideline and wait. Because real estate's one of those, it's like the one thing that over time, will continue to go appreciate and go up in value, because they're not making any more of it.
They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look at like an investment analysis, and real estate sustainably over time is the highest.
Yeah.
That's buying at market value,
Yeah.
right? That's not even accounting for picking up properties at 70%,
Discount.
right? Buying
Yeah,
at a discount.
discounts, right.
So think about how much that can accelerate your wealth
Yeah.
in the long run. All right, let's dive in with some questions, man. What are some of the most common mistakes that you see newer real estate investors make?
Oh, so we do get the benefit of seeing a lot of new investors come through our live events, here locally. And I think the biggest mistake that they make is thinking they can't do it. And this is a mental game. This is a mindset shift. They think that they can't get into this business until they either have, whatever it is, there's a variable. There's something that they feel like they need, whether it's, I need to have all the money right now, or I need to know every single thing that could go wrong with this house or a house before I buy it, or I need to know all the different options that I could possibly do before I get started. And so what it does is it opens up this Pandora's box of, real estate, you can make money in real estate so many different ways. And if you look in there and you start saying, well, what are all my options? You'd literally be there for the rest of your life.
Yep.
Because there's so many different ways to make money in this business. So new investors use that as an excuse not to get started. It's like, I don't know enough. Well, you're never going to know it all.
Yeah.
So you have to take action. You have to get started. You have to go somewhere. And generally, there's people like you, like we have our podcast, we have our live events, you have live events where you can go and connect with a group of people that will help you answer the questions that you actually need answered, and allow you to take action and figure it out on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or literally help you structure a deal.
Or do the whole
right?
deal.
Walk
Right.
through it together.
Yeah.
Like real estate is a team sport.
Oh, yeah.
And when you realize that and you can tap into the skill sets of other people in your network, right? It helps the whole team win.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to like belief, right? Like you're talking about people don't get started.
Yeah.
They lack the confidence. They lack the skills. They don't think they got money. But at the very root of that, it's just belief, right? They either don't believe that it's possible. They don't believe they have the resources. So as a coach, right, you as well, like you're trying to pull these limiting beliefs out from within them so that you can help to elevate their mindset, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think if I've learned anything in this industry, in the process of growing a business, if you don't believe something is possible, then you're going to cancel any opportunity of succeeding in that, right?
All your opportunities are gone. Yeah. You've got to, and, you know, there's all those excuses, you know, that someone looks at you and says, well, Ben is, you know, so handsome. Of course he got that deal. I would never get that deal. Or Ben has all the connections in the world. Of course he'll get the deal and I won't get the deal. Those are all those limiting beliefs, and they're just as silly as it sounds, right? It's just that silly, because everyone can do this if you go and take action, connect with people. Like you said, it's a team sport. Connect with people, and they'll help you along the way.
Yeah.
So
you've seen a lot of different facets and a lot of different sides inside of the real estate investing space, right? You've seen wholesaling, fix and flipping, obviously buy and hold investing. You got a couple multifamily units under management. And obviously I think the answer to this is going to be different based on the season.
Yeah.
But when you look at the bottom line and the amount of effort that you put into each endeavor, which one of them would you say is your sweet spot where you've been able to pull out larger returns on investment than any other side of that vehicle?
I would say our wholesaling, our marketing, we basically call it a marketing business.
Yep.
It's where we go find deals. That's our deal finding operation. That is probably the best run business. However, it's that way because I'm not in it.
Yeah.
When I was doing acquisitions, my personality type is, Michelle could tell you exactly what it is, but essentially, like, I don't want a whole lot of conflict. I'm like a middle child where I want everyone to be happy. And what happens in acquisitions, as I'm in that seat, I end up, even though this person might accept $50,000 for a house, I know I need to get it under $60,000. I end up saying, all right, I'll pay you, 56, 57, where I could have got it at 50, because that's my personality type. I want to give them more. That meant essentially every single deal that I was bringing in, we were $5,000 short on what we could have been.
Yeah.
If you quantify that equals a lot of revenue that me in that seat was losing. So the reason that business is now our best run business is because we found the right people to drive those positions. We have an incredible acquisitions, dispositions manager, and they run that machine. What I contribute to it is the deal finding aspect. So where do we market? How do we connect? The referral net that we've created here locally. That's what makes that business our best run business.
That's big. That's big. Finding the right people.
Oh, yeah.
And making sure that they're in the right seats.
Mm-hmm. Even if it's like, I give this, when I'm helping people, like if you're starting out on your own, of course you're doing all the seats, right? You're doing it all.
Yep.
But you've got to be aware and have self-awareness to know where you are failing your business.
Yep.
And that's the seat you get out of first.
Fire yourself.
Fire yourself immediately. Yeah.
Yep.
Because that's the only way the business is going to grow.
100%.
Yeah. Even though that's kind of the fun part, right? Acquisitions is like, that's what everybody wants to do, is go get the deal. But I was not the right person.
I don't enjoy the acquisition seat as much.
There you go.
Like the jumping in the car, having to travel, disrupt my schedule and routine.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of blocks out my day.
That's true.
But yeah, I've always, acquisitions was one of the first roles that I just handed off.
Go.
Right, let's assist.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, you were self-aware enough, and that's why you're still around. That's why your business is still going.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people will sit in that seat and stay in that seat until their business dies, and then they're not here anymore?
True.
That's essentially what happens.
So when hiring, right, or when looking to build a team, what processes or what skill sets do you guys look for, and how do you bring them through that to identify if they're a good seat for your company culture?
Yeah, we use the DISC test, which is a personality profile. My wife is trained to read those things and understands all that. So, of course, that comes from the corporate world.
Yep.
So we look at resumes. We put a little bit of weight in the resume and the experience, but honestly, it's like I don't even care what's on the resumes anymore until I see that DISC test and see if their personality profile will fit the job we're looking for. And we've made that mistake before. We're like, man, this girl has perfect experience. She's done stuff just like this. Let's bring her on, even though her personality profile is a little off. What ends up happening is that person doesn't perform. There's some issues, and then you've got to replace them, right? Every time. So the DISC profile is where we start, and then it's company culture, which you said. And so our company culture, we have it on our websites. Everything we talk about is our company culture is a family atmosphere. We love the Lord, and we pray every morning, right? So if you come in and you don't fit that, then you're not going to be comfortable, and so you probably aren't going to stay. So Michelle deals with HR, so I don't know how we say that in HR world.
Yeah.
But that's just we are who we are, and our best hires come from people who already know who we are. They come from within some sort of sphere. They may not be our friends, but they know us through our connections. Somebody referred them to us because they thought they would be a good fit. Everyone, I think everyone that works for us now, yes, has come through a referral, or we had conversations this morning. They were like, I slid into Michelle's DM, asked if y'all were hiring. So she had two or three people slide into her DM, and they work for us now.
Love it.
So that's our hiring process. I mean, that's what works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diving in with some meat and potatoes. What are your favorite marketing lists at the moment?
So we are heavy in postcards. So if you buy, essentially you have to buy the list and send it to a mail house and send that list out. We're at the point now where we kind of like, I almost want to just mail to everybody in the county.
Yeah.
So we mail to a big list, but the way we break it down is we just say absentee owner.
Yep.
And if they've had the house for more than five years at this point, because the appreciation's so high.
Yep.
We used to say 10 years, but now the last 5 years, if you bought a house in 2017 and you still own it, it is appreciated so much now that you have a ton of equity that you could sell it today, and we could all make a deal. So yeah, I mean, that's our biggest list. We take that and then we send it. We will do some niche and still big, but we'll go with what's showing vacant, what's showing as we don't really mess with like out of state owners. We don't care where you live, as long as you don't live in it. So anything that's vacant, and then the high equity, like the old folks, someone that's lived in it for 20 to 20, like over 20, 25 years.
Yep.
We'll send mail to that separately.
Yep.
So
situational, right? Where we're looking at situational problems that could lead to pain points or some type of distress that homeowner needs to exit the house quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
And we do this every month too, is the bankruptcy, the evictions, foreclosures, and the arrest record.
Yep.
But those are small lists. I mean, those four might be 1,200 people.
You guys mess with bankruptcies?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Just send them the
Have you closed the bankruptcy one? Do you know?
We've not. We worked through one, but it didn't go into bankruptcy. We were able to buy it before bankruptcy. We had one lady who was able to keep her home, so she didn't sell. I don't know that we bought one that was in. I don't think so.
I know if it makes it into bankruptcy, it like ties up the assets, right? So
yes, but so
you're trying to catch it before it actually hits.
But they can sell. You just have to get permission from the courts. And so that particular lady that was in it, she got permission to keep it because the bankruptcy was tied with an ex-husband, all this kind of stuff, and that was her home prior to or something like that.
Yeah.
So she was able to wiggle out, which is ultimately that's fine, right? I mean, we helped her.
Yeah, that's great.
Because we connected her with our attorney that said, hey, this is what it looks like. And then she's like, she was going to leave anyway, but then her job brought her back. And she's like, if I sell, I'll call you. I don't know if she'll ever call us back.
But you helped someone out.
We
right?
helped
you
her
did,
out.
You
so
did your
I'm cool
part.
with that. But, again, that bankruptcy list is small.
Yep.
Very small.
Yep.
But we would want to get it before it gets tied up.
Absolutely.
Ideally. Yeah.
All comes down to pain, right?
Yeah.
We want to be real estate problem solvers.
Yep.
So how can we just get down to the root of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's key point in guiding into acquisitions. If you're still in an active role in acquisitions or training an acquisitions team,
Yep.
you want to pivot and teach them around the pain points.
Yep.
Right? How can we pull out as much situational distress from the seller, right? That's going to help us see how we can best serve them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But distress people need our help.
So we call that the pain train. So we take them down the pain train. It's basically what's your pain? Let me get on the train with you. We're going to ride together, and we're going to figure out how we get out of there. And it rhymes, so we call it the pain train.
That's solid. I like that.
Yeah. So
I might have to steal it.
Yeah. I mean, it helps our visual.
Yeah.
It's so important, especially for new folks, since we're kind of talking to that, that when you're a deal finder and you're out there trying to get a deal and close it and get it under contract, it's not you versus the seller. You have to be on the same side as the seller to solve their problem. If you're combative or like negotiating against, like used car salesman, you might get a deal, but you're not going to get the best deal, and that seller is not loyal to you. So if someone comes back and offers them a better price, you're gone, just gone. But if you're working together to help them solve whatever problem they have, and the visual is we're sitting on the same side of the table.
Yep.
Like the seller's right here, I'm right here, the bad guy's over there. Seller, what can we do to get rid of that bad guy?
Yep.
That has to be the way that you negotiate.
I agree.
Yeah.
I tell our people, always lead with a service first mentality, right?
Yeah.
My ultimate goal in stepping in this appointment is to identify how can I best serve you, right?
Yeah.
Where you got these hardcore closers, right?
Yeah.
Like a hardcore phone salesman. That's never been our style, man. I don't know how people get that to work.
I don't either.
But when you can put somebody else's needs above your own, right? And really not just say you're going to serve them, but put your best foot forward to serve them.
Yep.
You win every time.
Agreed. That's the way we do it. And maybe that's the Southern hospitality,
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the community aspect. You guys,
Okay.
So it started off as REI Live, right? You guys ran with that for a minute. Recently made a shift in rebranding.
Yep.
So now we got REI Deal Finders, right? So that's across the board. REI Live is no longer in the mix.
Yeah. So what we found is that REI Live didn't really speak to who we were and what we were doing. Yes, it was real estate investing live because we had live events.
Yeah.
But we're not just entertainment, right? It's not like a TV show, right? It's not just live events. So what we kind of had a heart to heart with our team, like what are we actually doing? What are we trying to help people do? And it's find deals. I mean, that's all we talk about. That's all we try to push people to take action to find deals, and that's what we coach on. And so that's where the brand came from, Deal Finders. So,
I love it. I think it's rock solid. Like I look at it, I'm like, Deal Finders it's clean.
Yeah, but that's what we do.
It's a call to action.
It was hard to leave the old brand because we were using that for 3-4 years.
Yeah.
But this speaks to more of who we are.
Yep, I love it.
And who we serve. So
yeah. So a lot of the network that you guys have cultivated here locally, right, helped a lot of investors get started, probably close their first deal or close their biggest deals. What amount of strategic partnerships have you seen come out of your inner circle network? Probably almost more than any other lead source when it comes down to it, right?
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. Building the community, being part of a community that's bigger than our community, right? So we have our community that meets all the time, right? Once a week, we're doing something. But then within that, there's our community, then there's your community, then there's someone else's. And so, so we all are mixing and mingling, and what it creates is an environment where people help each other and people come together and get deals done. And so our actual revenue for the Columbia Cash home buyer side, so like our marketing source, we actually are doing 25 to 30% revenue from networking and referrals. So networking straight from these type of things, right? Or live events, going and meeting people, telling them that we buy houses, and asking if they know anybody else or know someone that wants to sell a house. Those type activities provide 25 to 30% of our revenue, and there's zero paid marketing for that.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, and that's what we teach people in Deal Finders, is to start with that. Start with that lead source that is free.
Yep.
Most of the time free, maybe small amounts of pay. They get into a group or something, but essentially free. And when you have a referred deal or a connected deal, usually you're the only one that knows about it.
It's usually the best deals that
and
come
it's
from that.
usually the most juicy deals.
Yep.
Because you are the only one that knows about it. You're the only one talking about it. Aunt Susie or your neighbor next door, whatever that connection ends up being,
Or even your termite guy or something.
your termite
right?
guy,
Just
whoever
a
it is.
warm handoff, right?
Yeah.
Warm referral.
They are your warm handoff, your referral, like you said, and you're the only one on that deal. You're not fighting for it.
Yeah,
You're not fighting those hedge funds.
I agree.
Yeah. So that's where we like to start people. That's where we started, and honestly, that's where most of the people that I talk to, that's where they got their first deal.
Yeah.
That somehow, some way, it was referred to them, or they found it like in their neighborhood. And so we came to this conclusion after coaching people one-on-one for a while, seeing other people's success, like talking to people like you, and like just asking. I just started asking, where'd you get your first deal? And 9 times out of 10, it was a realtor told me about it. It was in my neighborhood. It was my mom's sister who passed away. Like all these really close connections.
Yeah.
It's how we all got started. That's how I got started.
Yep.
So that's what we do in Deal Finders.
Yeah. If you're in this industry and your immediate sphere doesn't know what you do, you're missing the mark.
You're in trouble.
You're leaving way too
Yeah.
much opportunity on the
And
table.
with social media, everyone should know what you do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. So what's your big, grander vision for where you guys want to go in the future? You could say your 10-year plan, 5-year plan. What is the end game for Andrew Lucas and Deal Finders organization?
The end game, I don't know. So we have been talking a little bit about like what does retirement kind of look like? Like, will we retire? Will we just do this forever? Because this is fun.
That's a scary conversation to have, man. Like,
Yeah.
Are we getting old?
Yeah, no, but we are.
Yeah.
We are getting old. So we love what we do. We enjoy this, especially when times are good. It's a lot of fun. It can be stressful when times are tough, but we have a great team. We love the people we work with. So we're not talking about winding anything down. What we're talking about now is building it all to last beyond us. So not necessarily like when we die, but like if the businesses that we have running, the real estate brokerage and the flipping business and the marketing arm, if they can go without us, then we have the freedom to do whatever we want to do. We can go live in Mexico for 2 months if we want. We probably won't, but we have that option. So that's kind of where we're building towards, is having the business be able to go without us. I did float the idea that in 12 years, I'll be 50, and my youngest will be in college, so we'll be empty nesters. So wouldn't that be cool if in 12 years we could just say, we're out of here, do whatever. So that's not a plan. We haven't set it in plan, but that is kind of, I just floated that out earlier this year to Michelle, and I said, maybe that's something to shoot for. Yeah. But as far as bigger vision, we will continue to coach as many people as we can. Deal Finders, I love, as we were talking about earlier, I love seeing more people get to that next step, see the aha moment, get a deal, get their second deal, and move on and build a business. So I love seeing that. We'll continue to grow that. The wholesaling arm, I think we have a really good business. We're trying to grow that incrementally every year. Flips, I'm not really loving flips.
Not in this market.
So we'll see. Those come and go. Yeah, we'll see what else is out there.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's interesting how the conversation changes from one level to the next,
Yeah.
but also from one season to another.
Yeah.
It's like you're evaluating things with a different lens than you did before.
Yeah.
Now that we have this well-oiled machine, right? We got this much coming in revenue, this much under management, this many people that we've been entrusted with, right? How do we keep this momentum going? Mm-hmm. How do we build a system that lasts?
Yeah.
Like, that's legacy talk right there.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, like you said, different season, different part of life, different part of business. And that's one of the things that keeps beginners out. Beginners look at you and all the businesses you've created, and they're like, I haven't even done a deal. How do I be like Ben and do it with all these businesses and all this stuff and with a podcast? You can't do that. You start thinking those steps in different levels.
Yeah.
So start today with taking action, getting one deal. Start having the conversations with yourself on podcast shows, after your business is running.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think
Stay out of the comparison game, right? Like, comparison is the enemy of any results or productivity that you want to seek.
For sure.
Right? Stop looking at other people, and especially the hallmark moments that they're putting on social media. Because let's be honest, that's the highlight reel.
That's the highlight reel. It ain't real.
It's not, right? But stay in your lane, right? Figure out where you want to go before asking for directions.
Yeah.
And then you just got to find the right room or the right community, the right network.
Yeah.
Because somebody's already been where you want to go.
Yeah. Yeah. And they'll help you. Most of the time, they'll help you if you ask. One of the things that I know you talk about is figuring out your why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to buy real estate? Why do you want to invest in real estate? If you figure that out and you share it with people, they'll help you.
Yeah.
Generally, if you are genuine with them, they will most likely help you.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep. Be a good person. Put other people, not in front of yourself, but figure out how you can add value to somebody that's already making moves, right? Instead of just like a consumer mentality.
Yeah.
What can I take from this person?
Yeah.
Or what can I get from this conversation if I take them out to lunch?
Yeah.
When we're trying to consume, it's almost like you're a leech, right? Just trying to pull all the resources and nutrients out of a situation or relationship. Mm-hmm. But when you flip that to, hey, how can I add value to what they're already doing?
Yep.
The entire conversation changes.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
Love it. So for our audience, where's the best place that they can check out Andrew Lucas?
The best spot would be Deal Finders, not Deal Finders Live, dealfindersclub.com. So if you go there, that's a link to our Facebook page, Meetup page, YouTube page. Everything is there. You can fill out contact me forms. You can download stuff. That's where everything is.
Super.
Yep. And if you're in our local market or anywhere near and you want to come to one of our events, Deal Finders Live is open. It's free. You should come by. It is a lot of fun. So,
love it, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming by and sharing the nuggets.
Absolutely. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Maybe next time we'll write on the board.
We need to. we could collaborate on a training, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Right? Figure out like unique ways that we can hybrid and just create one YouTube video. That'd be a lot of value that we could do.
Yeah, we could.
We should get that on the calendar for next month.
No reason not to. Throw it out there, and like we've been talking about the whole time, it's about trying to help people. If everybody knew what we know, like and believed that they could do it, it's that belief, then there would be so many more people doing it. There would be so many more opportunities, and it's a better life when you can control your finances.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I agree.
I wish more people would listen to themselves and believe in themselves to do it. So yeah.
Love it. With that said, you guys get out there, stay consistent, be a deal finder.
Be a deal finder. Love it.
Let's go.